Welcome back, folks, to the Light Ted Online Video Show. This episode of the show and every episode of the show in 2022 is brought to you by the Easy Folks. That's right, Keystone Technologies. Go to KEYSTONETECH.com. Light made easy, Greg.
Always adding new product. They now have every recessed downlight you can imagine with emergency backup using a Keystone driver. Great product. Check those things out.
What do you got, Greg?
Is there an energy crisis going on right now?
Hmm. Well, I mean, you want to get conspiratorial tin hat kind of thing, or what do you want to? What
No,
kind
no.
of answer do you
Just
want
let
to hear?
me. Maybe I could tell you where it's coming from, right?
Okay.
So there's this article that I read that was mitigating the energy crisis with smart lighting. So my first question is there an energy crisis? And you start thinking about it, and in the article it says that energy prices are through the roof. Gas and oil cost about twice what they did a year ago. I agree with that. I can see that on the street, right? As you're
Mm-hmm.
looking at gas stations, it's way up there. And some countries are seeing the highest energy prices in history. I don't know that it's been affected. I don't see that here in Minnesota. I don't know if you see that in Canada in terms of your kilowatt hour cost. But the word crisis kind of stuck out to me, and they're saying they can mitigate it with the energy crisis with smart lighting. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. But first, are we in a crisis? Tell me, you're the news guy.
Hmm. It's really easy to control people when they're scared.
Sure.
Okay, so you know, all of a sudden nobody talks about COVID-19 anymore.
Hmm.
All you hear about is Ukraine, Ukraine, Ukraine. Gas prices, Ukraine, Ukraine, Ukraine. Gas prices.
Yeah.
It's all Putin's fault, right? That
Right.
I mean, that's what you hear on the news, and some people are going to get pissed off. Colligan's gone. He's a Russian asset. Um, you know, uh, Listen. They shut down pipelines. Everyone look. The and I'm just going to say this. Give me one more minute to get through this, and then we'll get back to the smart lighting. Okay.
Yep.
Um, Dark skies, darkness restoration, darkness preservation is a solvable environmental issue with smart
Yep.
lighting. We can fix that problem. We have the technology, we have the engineering, we have the infrastructure in place, we have the people that can put the lights up. That's all done. That we can do that in 5 or 10 years. It could be done. Um, the if it's not the climate catastrophe, it's the latest COVID variant. If it's not the COVID variant, it's war in Ukraine. If it's not war in Ukraine, it's gas prices and energy prices. Um, this is starting to seem somewhat fabricated to me.
Sure.
And in my opinion, like if you're getting in your car and you go to work and you park your car and you have a coffee and you talk to your staff and you shake hands and you go to work every day, there's no crisis, right? I mean,
Right. Right.
have you been to a gas station that ran out of fuel yet?
I have not.
No,
Right.
right? Have you been able to put food on your table? Yes. Like, what's gonna like if you can't handle a fart, how are you gonna handle thunder? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And people are going to say
Yeah.
Colligan's, whatever he's minimizing. Yeah, it needs to be minimized a little bit. Actually, it's not the end of the world. And
Sure.
everybody wants to gain attention with these news bites and these sound bites. And now smart lighting's, what we should do to capitalize on the fear and anxiety out there is we should tell them that smart lighting is going to save them. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous.
So
So
smart
there's my
lighting
thought on
won't
that.
mitigate it. I hear you. It said so in the article. It said lighting accounts for a full 12% of electricity consumed around the globe each year. I've never seen that stat, but that's nice. Something to know. I look at a lot of commercial buildings as you do, and usually lighting is 20 to 40% of the energy cost.
Warehousing
Sometimes
maybe
more.
70. Warehousing
Yeah.
and distribution maybe 70 or something like that. Yeah, sure.
Right. And
Well, are
it
you
says that smart
including the
lighting,
price of natural gas in that, or is it just straight electricity cost?
just straight electricity is what I'm looking
Yeah,
at. Yeah.
okay.
Usually. And it says that smart lighting can reduce energy costs by up to 80%, which it can, but so can just straight LED. So now the question is smart. I know we talk about all this all the time, but um, I'm starting to get a few requests from people for it, and but nobody really knows what they're asking for. They're like they're being pitched from someone else saying, "Hey, you should do all this," and then they try to explain to me what they're getting.
Johnny come
And
lately and the lighting marauders are swinging through the trees with knives in their teeth, okay?
Mhm.
Talking about the wonders of connected lighting, right?
Yeah,
And, do you watch the Get a Grip on Lighting podcast at all, pal?
I'm usually on them, so yeah, I do.
Yeah. Well, no, there was a great debate between Webb Marsh and George Filtzos about connected lighting, and I was moderating it, and I kept saying, "Well, what if you just change the lights to LEDs?" Like, oh no, you can't do that. Um, smart lighting, does not have an ROI. How's that?
It can have an additional impact, but it usually increases the ROI when you add it, for sure. I've looked at that, on
It
many
always
projects.
has and always
Yeah,
will.
right.
Like
Unless you
whatever
overinflate your
it's
savings.
now, it's like they're rebranding sensors and putting a Bluetooth mesh um, thing in there and saying now that you have access to a computer chip in the sensor, it's better.
Hmm.
Well, why is it better? Like, I mean, I don't mean to be critical. There are applications out there, but again, niche market. The average person that has a factory, and then you deal with these people all the time.
Yeah,
I want the lights off in the rack aisles. Okay, put a sensor. Okay, they're off. What, don't you want to communicate with that sensor? Why? The lights are off when no one's there.
right.
Oh, but you can dim it. Why? You can change the color. Huh? What? What are you talking about changing the color? Well, make your people healthier. Like, they haven't, the circadian controls, smart lighting people, they need to come up with a coherent value proposition because I can't see it.
Yeah, there's one application that I was at recently, and it was a warehouse, whatever that production warehouse area. We get what that is all about. Whether you have a sensor or not depends on the hours. This one happened to be a 24/7, and sure, the warehouse aisle should be shut off when you're not in there. That makes sense. But they also have a lot of designers, cubicles, and when you walk through the place, the cubicles had uh, bulbs missing out of the fixtures or lamps, and then it had shades. They actually had cardboard pieces, like tents over their desk. And like, if you want to keep those people happy, they're going to need individualized control over the light above them. Then sure,
Those
let's
people
make it
are
smart.
never going to be happy.
You're right. That's true. As happy as you can make them would be giving them their own individual light with control, but they're still not going to be happy. The color's not going to be right, whatever it is. The
I,
distribution.
you know
Yeah.
what? Now you're like, so you're saying that the value proposition of smart lighting is to cater to the complainers? Good luck with
Yes,
that, bud.
that's exactly that's exactly what I think. That's how I feel. Is the people that complain, give them control, and then they'll complain more. You're right. I
I
mean,
have a
just
guy
open
out
up more
here,
issues.
sits out here. He's a coder. Okay. We have
Hmm.
nice lighting in our office. I think so. It's a little bit old. We could probably change it. I'm waiting for those, skylight lights to go down in price a bit. I'm going to put those things in because I love those things.
Yeah.
But he wears sunglasses inside. Well, he's looking at. He's got a pair of shades on. I'm looking at him
Yeah.
like, what the hell are you doing, dude? No, it's the lighting in here or whatever. Look, dude, you're never going to solve that problem for those people. It's never going to be good
Sure.
enough. So you just threw out like, okay, I want to help the nerds, solve their glare problems on their. Okay, that's not a value proposition, Greg. You
No.
got to do better than that.
Sure.
What is it?
Why isn't it? Why isn't it a value? I mean, like to keep your people happy. They're not happy right now. Why not give them the capability to maybe make them happy? Right? That's a value proposition. Maybe they'll be happier.
All right, you sucker. Here's download this app on your phone, and you can make that thing do anything. Okay? I just want it
We'll do a
off.
remote on your desk. Yes.
I
No, I
just
hear
want
you.
it off. Oh, okay. There's a
Hmm.
light switch on the wall, bud. I
Right.
mean, look, the smart lighting, the controls community, and Webb's going to get mad at me and all this sort of stuff. And these people, look, You guys need to construct a better value proposition, and then you need to make the equipment interoperable. Until you get serious, nobody else is going to get serious. This has been the Lighthead Online Video Show, brought to you by Keystone Technologies. Go to KEYSTONETECH.com. Light made easy.